How might we recognize a good negotiator? As part of any plan to improve, we should set ourselves high standards to help establish a benchmark for our negotiating. Despite of the chapter anticipates what you will read about negotiating throughout the remainder of this book. It summarizes some qualities and behaviors of good negotiators, providing a checklist to which you can aspire and towards which you can work. As a negotiator, you can help to achieve good negotiated outcome. It is taken for granted that you might integrity and show respect for those with whom you negotiate. In the long run, whatever skill negotiators might have will count for little if they are known to lack integrity and fail to show respect to those across the negotiating table. The whole purpose of negotiation is to resolve differences well. So a primary measure of effectiveness must relate to how the issues are handled and what is achieved. One part of the fund of upfront advice to be acquisitive, which is an all-liquid way of saying always get the best deal you can. This can, of course, be taken to mean you must be self-oriented, hard-nosed, and competitive. But hopefully the material that is presented in this book will reveal a different approach. First, it is important to have high aspirations and set challenging goals. This is being competitive in the best sense of the word. Having high goals means you will not look to accumulate possessions at the first way out of a deadlock. It means you will be willing to try again to uncover underlying interests in order to find a better solution than those already on the table. Those goals must be yes able, which means you must have a good understanding of where the other party is coming from. It means thinking in terms of their possible interests to know what they might and cannot agree to. This need to understand the other party's perspective continues throughout the negotiation. So try, for example, to understand the reason why the other party has rejected your proposal rather than instinctively trying harder to persuade them to agree to it. Better still, try to anticipate their objections they are likely to have and deal with them in the way you put your proposal together. It is important to think, plan, and act strategically. This only applies to being systematic, taking one time in one's analysis and decision making, but also involves maintaining your strategic intent. Remembering the primary purpose of the negotiation and where this particular negotiation fits within your broader objectives. Negotiators can easily get caught up in the detail, which is important for finalizing a deal. And find what they are becoming increasingly competitive in their interaction. They may be reaching deadlock over issues that were they to stand back they were to stand back, they would rate were not critical. This is implementation of agreement master, not winning every point of detail, maintaining the strategic intent, asking how will the implementation of what we are agreeing to help me in a broader objectives, will help guard against making concessions for the sake of grabbing of an agreement. Another crucial point of any strategic approach to achieving the best possible outcome is to be aware of the consequences of not reaching agreement, both for yourself and for the other party. An effective negotiator checks this. An effective negotiator has integrity and shows respect, will have high aspirations, will always understand where the other party is coming from, thinks, plans, and acts strategically, is aware of the consequences of not reaching agreement, is able to visualize the process and so can imagine it, explore interests and differences as well as past positions and common ground, keeps any constituencies negotiation on track, builds trust through information feed, handles other people's suggestions well, regularly uses process statements, does not interrupt or rush the process, and so gets a good result. Taking a strategic perspective, thinking before acting. It's also necessary to manage the process of negotiation. As a good negotiator, you will have an understanding of what is happening across the negotiation table and where it is headed because you are able to visualize the process and so can manage it. Managing the process also means taking care over the three tasks of negotiation: differentiation, exploration, and exchange. You will be aware that there is a common tendency for negotiation to work to a competitive script of stating positions and pushing for agreement through compromise. Instead, try to work to a different script and explore interest in its differences as well as positions and common ground. If you are negotiating on behalf of others, you need to be alert to them become separated from what you are doing on their behalf. So you keep any constituencies negotiations on track and follow the course of the main negotiation. Whether in meetings with your constituents or dealing with the other party, as a good negotiator you will be careful to manage how the discussions are proceeding. Trust is not resumed. You build trust through information, through fit, in order to steadily develop a joint understanding of interest. Getting to understand both parties' interest is necessary, but it does not guarantee a solution. New proposals have to be developed, and this can become a competitive process, either through negotiators having to defend their proposals, which then start looking like positions, or because the negotiators are dealing with detail or drafting a document. Show you are a good negotiator by the ways you handle others people's suggestions well, and try to reflect upon them rather than rejecting them outright. You need to use process statements such as summarizing regularly to help manage the dialogue.